Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Fearless Artist Podcast. I'm your guest host today, Robert Bosworth, trained musician, interviewing your regular fearless host, Michelle Lynn. I've hacked into the recording system to talk with Michelle and for all of you fine people listening about a few different things. But first and foremost, her new album.
Woo!
Entitled
One Step at a Time, my first and only album, is out.
Okay.
Is out. And I'm holding it in my hands. And I never thought that this moment would come, to be honest, if I'm very honest.
Hold it in your hands. For those not watching, does that mean you're just holding your phone and whatever streaming service is pulled up? Or are you...
I have a physical, beautiful physical copy in my hands. And this was designed by one of our Fast Forward members. So shout out to Jason.
Thanks, Jason.
Did this. He is an amazing graphic designer, and I didn't even know that he did graphic design until he came onto the podcast for a coaching call and just casually mentioned that he did graphic design. I was like, wait, what? I need someone for my album. And we worked together and just came up. This is exactly what I wanted it to look like. It's so beautiful. Yeah. Cherry blossoms. Shot the cover back in April when there were cherry blossoms. Now we're heading into December, however.
It's okay.
Yes.
That's okay. But for the people who aren't watching, though, it's not a cassette tape. It's a CD-ROM. Is that right?
I did consider ordering a cassette just for the nostalgia.
Did you really?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Would you have done the thing where you take the pencil and you, like, rewind it in the thing?
I grew up with cassettes. I would love to have a cassette of my album. Oh, man. I could give that to my dad. It's my dad's birthday today, actually. I should gift him a cassette of my album.
Happy birthday. Come on, everybody. Happy birthday to you.
You know, I owe him a lot because he got me started with this whole singing thing, and he just invested so much in me musically. I don't think he probably doesn't realize how much he shaped me, but I really credit him for my voice, my love of music growing up. Of course, my mom was huge in that too, but yeah.
Now, he's a musician too, yes or no?
Yeah, he is a jammer now in his old age. He has a group that he plays with regularly, but back in the day, he was part of a band, drummer and a singer. Drummer. And I sang with his band when I was 4. So people always, this is the season of my life where I'm going to stop hiding the fact that I also sing.
Yeah, what's with that? Why do you hide that?
It's not necessarily hide. Like I mentioned on a previous episode, I sang a lot like on worship teams in church, and it was just like a separate part of my life. Like professionally, I'm a pianist and I work with singers all the time. So I'm not a classical singer, although I've trained classically. Like I understand the technique and I've done quite a bit of classical rep myself.
Yeah, clearly. Okay, so I have listened to the album in full. I did not. I even listened to a few tracks more than once. So that's how much I liked it, everybody. It's worth listening to more than once. And just speaking to your obvious classical training, you're getting a little nerdy. You just have such a nice, so for those who don't know, I'm a voice coach, but you just have a nice, seamless kind of transition between all your different registers that you use in some of these songs. Specifically, you pop up to some sort of thing on Hold On. There's a track called Hold On, and some vowel. I can't remember I think it's Truth. Perhaps the word is truth. That's real high.
Feels nobody's life but you. Yeah, you're wondering
that one, the high one. Yeah, and I was like, ooh.
But you know what,
Grandma Michelle.
Thank you for noticing that. But like honestly, that is the most easy thing for me to do is to sing in head voice. Like it is effortless for me to do that. What I really had to work on was getting a connected chest voice, and that's where my vocal coach came in. A guy who taught me speech level singing, which is Seth Riggs. For anybody listening,
Seth Riggs,
the Seth Riggs method. Singing for the Stars method. That changed everything for me because I had like a beautiful soaring upper range, no problem. But then coming down below, like we're going to get nerdy now, but below C5,
C4 more nerdy, I think. Nerdy is,
let's say G5, G4 to C5.
Yeah.
Was like that break. I just had such a very strong, we called it a flip back then. And then Chuck helped me realize like head voice is a range. It's not a sound. And so how to get connected. So I was so happy, with the process of this album to get a really connected chest voice. Because now I feel like I've got a range now. So that's been really cool. So I appreciate the compliment, but actually that was not the hard part.
Well, it's not, I guess it just sounds nice. Okay. So
yeah.
There you go.
And I took a song course back in 2020, and that was the feedback that I got was that my songs were very classically inspired, and I was surprised to hear that. I mean, I guess it should be obvious, but I didn't know what he was hearing that would sound like that. But he said my melodies were very lyrical. I'm like, okay, well, that makes sense.
They are very lyrical.
I mean,
yes.
I shouldn't say, like, I did study classical voice for a long time, even in university. I took it as a second study, so I shouldn't dismiss it so easily, actually. Like, I did study it quite seriously.
Yeah, but see, I would not call them, I guess, yeah, the melodies themselves are lyrical, but the structure of the songs, I would not say are classical. I feel like they definitely are more of a pop structure, but they're also not the boring same old pop structure where it's 1-4-5-1, that stereotypical chord progression.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's, it's just like familiar enough to be super easy to listen to, but also then it's engaging to listen to because it's different enough.
Oh, that's cool.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm wondering how much like Coldplay inspired me. He likes to throw in the minor three. Sometimes, because it's interesting. Julia Cameron talks about this in The Artist's Way. Like, we are wells as an artist. And so everything that you absorb kind of fills your well. And then whatever you create, you're pulling on your different things that have inspired you. So after years of playing for the pop side, Coldplay or like some contemporary Christian stuff, which I would say is too boring in terms of the chord structure. But I was like, I wonder what comes out, because I do not write cognitively. I write very instinctively, to the point where it's just like a feeling. I kind of sit down and I find the feeling, and I need to start writing again because, I haven't done it in a while. But it was just because I was so focused on, because this album, for everybody listening, is a compilation of my own originals plus classical pieces that I really loved that fit this theme of water, healing, refreshing, renewing. So I added on some Ravel and Liszt, and it just took me so long to get over myself and my perfectionism. I wrote in the acknowledgments, my crippling perfectionism, and to actually like learn and record these pieces and then edit them. Editing was probably just as awful as recording because it was so long.
I feel like it'd be worse than
Arduous.
The actual recording, surely, right?
Oh, I had a very big mental spiral during the recording weekend, so I don't know what was worse. It was just all very unhappy and sad. But I'm hoping next time it'll be better. I feel like I have some better tools now going forward. And also just saying, like, it's done and I did the thing, and even if it's not, like, whatever my brain thought that it should be to be worth releasing, it's like, you know what, this is a snapshot of my artistry where I am right now, and I'm just going to accept that and move on and build on that.
But, I would suggest to people who have not listened to it yet that you listen to it without looking at what track is coming next. Just like turn it on and don't look at it anymore, because that's kind of what I did, because I listened to it either while I was driving by myself or I was doing chores and had both. I wanted to wait to make sure I could have both sets of headphones in, which means I wasn't having one ear out for a kid. It was so after they were, asleep or I wasn't around. And so therefore my hands were busy and I wasn't able to like always just kind of be glued to the next thing. And the way I assume it's you or whoever has ordered the tracks in the way that they have, it's just very interesting because, well, I could say how they're ordered, but basically there's seemingly no rhyme or reason to how they're ordered. But because of that, it's so engaging. I thought, the first, like, no spoilers, but like the first 2 or 3 at least are some of your original songs.
Yeah.
And so it kind of sets you up with that groove. Like, here's what this album's going to be like. And then like out of nowhere, some Ravel comes on and you're like, whoa. And it's beautiful Ravel too, by the way. But anyway, I guess I did just kind of spoil it. But
no, it's okay. But actually,
that's part of why I think it's a unique album, is because not only is it a mix of, because you had told me a while ago it was going to be a mix of classical and your own stuff, but my brain automatically puts that in like, okay, like A side is going to be, or A side, like the first half is going to be, the first half is going to be.
You've just revealed your age.
No, I'm just retro. They're coming back.
Right.
The first half is going to be one genre, and then the second half, like, they're going to be split. But I had no clue it was going to be all just kind of kaleidoscopic in the way that it is, and I love that. I love it.
That's cool. That's great feedback. Thank you. What's interesting is, I still need to handle this with the distributor, but the order that it came out digitally for some reason is not at all the order that I chose for the album.
Oh, well, so, I listened digitally.
I know. So it's interesting because I've had multiple people tell me this, but luckily one of the happiest combos that that are really important to me is Empty Promises, which is a song that I wrote about loss.
That's the earworm that I was talking about.
Singer Robert.
Yeah.
So right after that comes Pavane pour un enfant Enfants Défunts, which from Ravel, which is Pavane for a Dead Princess. So it's the most perfect pairing, and luckily it's the same on the digital as on the physical, but I don't know, everything else is out of order from what I'd chosen. So I hope I can solve that. But I did want that mix, because the idea of the whole album was like, growing up, I had someone in a church worship setting 6 years ago walk up to me with an album. And they were like, hey, our friends just released this, and I'm giving this to you kind of like as a prophetic declaration, like you will have your own album one day. And I was like, wow, that's cool. Thank you so much. So I've had people encouraging me for years to release an album. But then like my classical pianist career, it's like, oh yeah, you got to record. Like, so I'm like, well, what is first, And then the idea was just, well, what if I just combine them and not try to fit into this box? Like, I'm going to let all of me be seen kind of at once, which is really the message of the album. I mean, the lyrics are quite vulnerable, processing like grief and trauma, and then the going through that, and then of course the water that I mentioned earlier, and the spring cherry blossoms. Okay, we need to talk about this album cover.
There it is. And Jason, shout out Jason.
Jason designed this, but I had a photographer friend who shot the cover for me, and so we decided to go out and try to find cherry blossoms. Okay, that was the idea for the cover. And I found this Pinterest image. I mean, I'm going to do a reel where I show what I had in mind. So it's like this beautiful Asian girl standing in front of a huge, full in bloom magnolia tree. If anybody knows, like big pink flowers. And so in the province where I live, during May, all the trees are in full bloom, and it's really beautiful. But for some reason, my photographer was like, it's April, we need to go. I'm like, all right. So we start driving, and like everything is kind of bare, and like little blooms are coming, and I'm looking at these trees, and there's more, branch than bloom. And I'm like, what are we doing? So anyway, luckily, we found a farmer's field where there was a few trees kind of clustered together.
No, that's just the right amount of bloom versus branch ratio.
Okay, thank you. Anyway, So this farmer's standing in his yard, and this me wearing this purple dress. I mean, I'm wearing like this huge,
You're formal.
Totally formal, hair's done, makeup on, and he looks at me like, what is going on? And we're like, hello, sir, we're wondering, could we stand in your yard for a few minutes?
You should have said, I'm with the Department of Agriculture. I'm here to inspect a few we've had some reports about some unsafe practices happening.
Or like he's like, can we stand in your yard and take some few shots for a photo shoot? Yeah. And he's like, sure, just make sure that you don't step in any sheep poop. I'm like, great, thank you, sir.
Okay, so that's I was gonna say, what kind of farmer was this? It was a sheep farmer.
Sheep. So we're stepping around all the poop. Hannah's with me, of course. The photographer's got his light box and all his equipment he's dragging through in this farmer's field. Then there's like a group of hikers going by, and they all stop and
tell people who Hannah is.
Oh, my doggo. She should be here, but she's
that's important information.
She's in the album cover booklet too. So these hikers stop, and they're all gawking at me like, what is going on? And then a cyclist go by, and they start yelling out like, oh, hello, what are you guys doing? And I'm like half awkward because I'm trying to smile nicely for my album cover. But anyway, that was a memory. That was a great memory, and we got the shot, so that was cool.
And what was it temperate that day? It looks beautiful, but like, were you cold?
No, it was a beautiful spring day, probably 15 degrees. It was actually just a perfect morning. Anyway, and then to finish off about the album cover, which I'm just so proud of it because it came out looking exactly how I envisioned. The back is all the tracks in my handwriting, so that was really cool. Little personal touch. And then
beautiful.
The disc itself is cherry blossom with my writing on it, and I was telling people, like, this is my heart on a disc. There you go. Piece of metal.
I love it. So you said it's your first album.
Yeah.
Does that imply there are others in the works?
Well, I mean,
or even just in the dream stage?
No, I mean, I am recording separately a Canadian sonata project in February with my four hands partner, Dimitri. So we won a grant from Canada Council to commission our composer friend, Adam, to write a sonata for us. So that'll be coming out, and I think I'll be on half the album or something. So that's like another project. In terms of my own, like, I mean, obviously I want to keep going with this exact type of mix. So yeah, I'll have to start dreaming about what that looks like. And also what season I'm in. It's been interesting with these songs because I'm no longer in this season of life. And so that was also part of the resistance in releasing the album, I think, because I'm like a little bit even more vulnerable because I'm like, I don't feel like that anymore, like I'm not there anymore, and now people are hearing this for the first time, so it's a little bit awkward
because it's kind of old news in a way.
Kind of old news for me, but that's where you really have to remember, like, it's not about me, it's about the people who are listening, the people that it will help.
Yeah, exactly. Somewhere somebody's gone through the season that you were going through when all that was more fresh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I keep reminding myself, like, again, like what we do is not about us. It's for the other. So
Yeah.
That's been helpful.
What one thing, if you had to pick one thing that you learned about yourself through the process of making an album, what would that be? Doesn't have to be just even how you approach music, how you approach now the stuff that you know about recording versus playing live. Just is there one thing that just blew your mind in the middle of the process? Like, man, I had no clue XYZ went into this. Or
okay, I mean, so many things. And like producing the songs, I had no idea how to work with a producer. I mean, I basically learned a lot doing this.
Yeah, of course.
My song producer, August, that's what I mean. He helped me overcome my crippling perfectionism, because he came over one day. I was teaching him piano and he's like, show me some of your stuff. And I'm like, no, I can't. I've got like 2 lines here and a chorus here and a bridge here. And he's like, just show me a little bit. And I was so hesitant and shy and all that stuff. And then he was like, we can do something with this. I'm like, well, what do you mean? So what he means is you make like a rough demo track on piano vocals, and then he puts it in his computer and then just starts adding stuff. And then you can see, like, you sing and he can drag your tone from like a C to a B flat. And you're just like, wait, why do I practice if you can literally just in front of my eyes drag around melodies? And then he would record the guitar and you add the drum mix, and you just saw the whole thing kind of come together. And then I realized there's a whole side of music production that I, as a classical pianist, had zero concept of, like in my own ignorance. But I was really glad to be introduced to that world, because it's like, oh, this is how, most of music is made outside of classical.
Yeah.
Then with the classical editing, I learned some really great tricks to make it go faster next time. So using a color coding system with takes. And then as you assign a color per take. This is a little technical but I think it'll help people. And then as you listen back, you go through with your pen, and if something is, you're like listening to take 1, so I've got the yellow, and if I like it, then I'm lining as I go, kind of highlighting the score.
Like I like bars 1 through 8 of yellow.
Yeah, and then you hear something you don't like, so you would lift your pen, and then you keep going, right? So then when you're looking back, you're like, okay, options for bar 6, I've got take 2, 4, and 5. So now I need to compare take 2, 4, and 5. And then you can kind of cut down the work, because it was so overwhelming. I mean, I had 37 takes of Jadot, and I'm like, well, how do you listen to 37? Not full takes, but just, it was just the sheer amount of work. And of course you have someone in the studio helping to kind of say like, yes, that was a good run, that was not. And I've talked to other artists now too, who are in the recording process, and I've learned a few things to make it go faster, but it was just like, oh my gosh, how do you even start to narrow this down?
So this is a super specific question that just came to mind, but what one part of Jadot did you have the most takes of? Do you remember?
I think the ending, I had quite a few. Also the opening.
Really?
Like this.
Okay. Yeah. See, I'll be vulnerable and say I played that on my senior recital way back in the day, and I had the world's worst memory slip at the moments when it's like the climax up to the big tremolo before the big black note gliss.
Yes.
And all the chromatic, just the build. And I just couldn't. I was like, I don't know what's going on. I think that's even where it was. And it was just like literally, like to myself, my brain was just like, and in hindsight, I had no business playing that on my senior recital. But senior me didn't know that. And I was going to play it. But I don't know what happened. I just like jumped to something else and kept playing. But every time, because I've brushed it up over the years because I just love that piece, and there's not much solo rep that I want to take the time to revisit in my spare time, but that piece I do every once in a while, and every single time I come to that one part and I'm like and so
I love that. I always imagine like jumping off a diving board into the ocean. It was
awful.
It's just like this plunge.
It was awful. And Maris is my wife and who was trained as a pianist as well, who I knew back in those days. I will reflect on it every once in a while. And she, who is the most supportive person, but even she's like, yeah, that was bad. That was a bad. Which I love, because she, like your producer friend, you got to have those people in your life that tell you, no, you're not going to like that one. Or
yeah, my producer was amazing, both of them. I mean, I'm so happy to work with August because he really helped me learn. I was like singing on the backbeat to just being more in the groove. Because I mean, when you have this kind of nervousness of like wanting it to be good, and he was like, just try to settle. And having him on the spot with the recording was so helpful. But then, actually, I recorded "Hold On" in 2022. And then it was the first track that I recorded. And then listening back, it was clearly the one where the voice was the least in terms of quality. Like, it was good, but it wasn't what I can do today. So I'm like, I want to re-record this. So that was like, you know what, with this album, there was all these obstacles. It was like, first you got to write the songs, then you got to get the lyrics, then you got to find the producer, then you have to produce them, then you have to figure out how to release singles, then you have to promote the singles. Then you have to figure out which classical pieces you want, learn them, record them, find the recording studio. I mean, like, the list is insane of things to figure out. Licensing, the album disc, you know, I mean, it was just and then the edits. But I was like, August, I really want to re-record this, but he lives in Portugal now, not here anymore. So I actually recorded it on this microphone in my living room 4 weeks ago. And he remixed it, and it went, I think, from like a level 3 to 10. Like, it just,
it's
the difference is
quality, yeah.
Yeah, you should listen to the original and the remix, because it's cool. And I'm like, wow, this opens up so many possibilities if I can record in my living room now.
Yeah.
And work with him from a distance. And the point of that story was that he wasn't with me in the living room when I did it, but I had his voice in my mind where it's like, okay, settle in. And I think I killed my perfectionism in a big way, because as I was singing, if I heard a crack or like my chords didn't close properly or whatever, I was like, all right, try another take. And there was no shame in my mind. There was no little voice like, you suck and you're not, you know, who are you to be doing this? And like, none of that was there, because I think I've just grown this level of ownership or confidence or, you know, settledness in myself. And I'm like, oh yeah, we'll clean that up in production. Like, perfectionist Michelle would have laughed so hard or rolled my eyes at somebody saying that, oh yeah, we'll clean it up later. Like, what do you mean clean up later? Like, you should have it now. Like, you should, you know, all that should stuff.
Yeah.
So that was so cool to just like hang out by myself for an hour in my living room and like record a single. It's going to be on my album, and it was no big deal. It was fun and it was creative. And I'm like, wow, what if everything that I create can be like this?
Going back to your album, what's the most successful way that you're having so far promoting it? Is it the social media? Is it in-person interactions with people? Is it like a newsletter, email thing? Is it a combo?
Mm-hmm. I mean, my audience has been warm for, I would say, 5 years, because I was doing these singles releases, and I did a lot of promotion around each of the 5 singles. So I think my Instagram is my go-to, and then I do have a newsletter, but I'm not the best at getting that out regularly. So I think there's a draft waiting for me in my inbox that I'm supposed to review and have sent last week already. So yeah. There's a snowball of things that will, you know, it's like an avalanche, and the avalanche is coming, and it will come over you at any time, and you have to choose, like, what's my battle today, and what do I just need to let go? We've been talking a lot in the Fearless Artist about balls that are rubber and balls that are glass, and figuring out which ones are rubber and which ones are glass, and what can you drop without shattering.
I like that. I haven't thought about that before.
So, yeah, and I mean, in one of my client calls yesterday, they were saying, like, I need to just do less time on socials, because then I could put that time and energy towards writing a method book or creating this new course, or, you know, and so that's been also a big thing of like, how much time, how do we divide our time when it comes to like, I need to post every day. It's like, okay, yes, but also what about all these projects that only you can do?
Yeah.
So that's where it's like a mix of outsourcing, and I do have Constantina helping with socials, which is great, but also like, my DMs, I could spend all day answering DMs, and it would still not.
Yeah. Well, you're too popular. That's the problem. People want to hear this album. For those just tuning in? Oh wait, it's not the radio. It's a podcast. What's the album called? Tuning in. Hey, you ready for this? How do you get to the top of the Eiffel Tower?
You climb the stairs.
One step at a time.
Oh wow, that was good. Actually, I have a story. So, my incredible dress designer and makeup artist, and Dimitri was there. And after the concert, the security guard says to us, okay, you guys can go up to the second floor, but you can't go in the elevator because you have a ticket for the elevator. So you got to climb the stairs.
I'm sorry, wait a minute. You're there to give a performance.
And they're going to make a barcode. I don't know how it works.
To get up to the thing?
She just told us you need to climb the stairs. So I'm like, okay, let's go. Well, my poor makeup artist, she wasn't feeling well that day, and I didn't know that. And Dimitri just had like, you know, a massage, and he was not up to like carrying, because we had our suitcases.
That poor thing.
So
he had a massage and was too tired. Oh.
We carried our suit, and by we I mean me, carried our suitcases up from the first floor of the Eiffel Tower to the second floor of the Eiffel Tower, because then we could see the view. And we were standing up there. My dress designer was there, and he had invited some friends from Lamborghini to come because he did a project with them last year where he designed the dresses to reveal the latest Lamborghini vehicle, which was neon green. So he made these like dancing costumes with LED lights, and the dancers were dancing around the vehicle, and then they pulled the sheet away and showed the car. Coolest thing ever. So he was there. Lamborghini
you were behind
was there.
the driver's seat in a purple dress.
I would have loved that.
Oh.
And then we're standing up there and carrying these suitcases, and it was just the most surreal moment. Like, we're climbing the staircase of the Eiffel Tower.
Well, why didn't you just buy a ticket for the dumb elevator?
Look, it was like 11 p.m. at this point. Everything was getting shut down. It was just like, if you want to go see the lookout, get up there. So we climbed up, saw the lookout. It was dark, but it was beautiful.
Oh, I thought this was right before your concert.
No, after.
Oh. I had it all backward. I thought they made the performer hoof it up the stairs to get to the performance venue, because to take the elevator would have meant you had to purchase a ticket.
No.
Okay.
No. But we did walk up the whole flight, and that was kind of a cool. And then I FaceTimed my sister, and I was like, I'm on the second floor of the Eiffel Tower. I mean, how cool is that? How often?
How many people were there? Because crowd size is the only thing that matters. How many people fit into the thing?
The ballroom fits around 200, but tickets were pricey. Like, they started at 100 and something, so I think it wasn't quite sold out, but like 180 per show or something like that.
That's pretty good. Yeah. I would think.
Yeah, I mean, with Candlelight, I've done up to 800 people in one concert before. Yeah. That was also in Paris at the Odeon Theater.
Yeah.
So yeah, whatever. I mean, I play the same no matter who's there. The album came out the same day that I got to play in the Eiffel Tower. And actually, the day after, I was invited to do a concert for the first time of my own songs combined in a classical concert. And that was asked 18 months ago. And he had phoned me and said, what are you doing November 2025? And I'm like, I have no idea. I don't even know if I'll still be in this country.
Yeah, you can find me at the Eiffel Tower. Thank you.
Turns out I was still in the country, in France, but I came back. And so it was just the perfect timing that the album came out the day before, and I did like my first album concert the day after. So that was really
amazing.
Nice. But yeah, Eiffel Tower played November 28th, and they put us on the first floor. There's a ballroom on the first floor, and probably the biggest wow moment for me was walking into the room for sound check, and there was still daylight, and you could see all of Paris. It was just so beautiful. Montmartre and Sacré-Cœur and La Défense and everything except the Eiffel Tower you could see. So
did you get any glimpses of the Hunchback or the Phantom? Were they around at all?
I missed him. The Phantom, no. Where is he? Garnier? I'm gonna go see Phantom over London over Christmas. By the way, I'll be in London.
Really?
My cousin is in Phantom in West End. Did I tell you this?
No. Oh wait, maybe. Who are they playing?
She is the princess, but she's Christine cover, so she's done Christine once already. Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah. What's their name? Shout out to the cousin.
Taylor Pardell. I'm actually gonna have her on the. Yeah, she's gonna be coming on the podcast.
Oh, good. Everybody stay tuned for Taylor's episode and go see her in the Phantom of the Opera in London. Yes, and then the next day I went and I sang my album concert, like I said, but I think there were 45 people in the room. So I really don't have of course, the only time I'm disappointed if there's a low audience is Opus 16, because that's where we really need to promote and market to sustain, to keep going. So that's a different perspective than as a performer that you want it to be full. But may I ask you another recording question? Let's do it. So it's not that nerdy, but since you said that you, which do you find is more not enjoyable? Well, maybe enjoyable, or just more natural to you? The singing and playing simultaneously, like in a live performance, or when you're making the album and you do all the things separately? Because on the album, you're singing tracks without playing at the same time, right? Yeah. Is there one that you prefer to do, just in terms of it feels better to make music this way? Like, does singing without having the physical sensation of playing feel more exposed? Or no, I wouldn't say more. No, because you've got the in-ears. No, but if I'm doing a concert, because with Candlelight, I sing 2 or 3 per show. Mm-hmm. So, but people don't expect that. So instead of being, a growth mindset would be like, what a great surprise for the audience that they get to enjoy this extra part of me. Mm-hmm. The critic jumps in and is like, they didn't pay for this. What if they don't like it more? So I'm fighting that voice when I start.
until I finish the first song, and like the response is really lovely. So
well, of course it is, because you're good at it. I think you should bill yourself more. You said you're stopping to hide the fact that you sing. Good.
Yeah.
Get it out
process.
there.
It's a baby steps.
I'll come play for you, and you can only sing. How about that?
Okay, let's do that.
Let's
You're
do that. But maybe you come over here. I have these children, and I can't really leave. So you come over here.
Okay, I will come to Kentucky.
Yeah, there's stuff going on.
Don't worry
about it. We'll have stuff. Now I can ask, what is especially exciting you about 2026? And what are you especially not looking forward to about 2026?
Oh,
kidding.
I am not looking forward to the fact that I signed up for a High Rocks.
What is that?
A High Rocks is basically like a death race where you go to suffer for an hour and a half.
No.
And my coach basically forced me. When? It's March 26th.
March? No, there's still time to back out, surely.
My coach basically forced me. I paid. It's like expensive too.
Refundable, surely.
Yeah. No. Yeah. It's not. But anyway, that's what I'm not looking forward to. But I am looking forward to seeing how in shape I'll be by then. Yeah. That's been fun to be able to like increase my stamina. It also helps with running for trains. What I am looking forward to,
You know what else helps with running for trains? Not having to.
Okay. I see you.
I think you need a handler. I think you need a handler 24/7. Aren't you at that status yet where you have like somebody with the earpiece in just following you around getting the doors, and you have the sunglasses?
I need
no matter
someone
what the weather
to like be with me and be like, it's time to go now.
You need a handler. How long has TFA been around?
I don't know.
TFA's been around 6 years, 5 years.
5, yeah. Yeah. What I'm looking forward to this Four Hands recording project with Dimitri, because I'm looking forward to seeing how my mindset changes in a recording studio. Also to do it with someone else, that it's not me alone. We also have a ton of concerts coming up to do that. And with that, I want to step more into, I really want to start singing more in concert. So that's going to be something that I start to explore.
I love it. Singing your own pieces or singing like...
Yeah, also in general. With Candlelight, when I do an Adele show or Coldplay show, I'll sing 2 of their songs. So just in general, having some kind of show that I want to pitch to different venues, maybe as like an opener for other acts right now, and just promote the album. And I don't know, more radio. I would love to be a TED speaker or TEDx speaker. So maybe I start pitching around that. And we're going to have some great guests come on the podcast in 2026, like Mark Shaman, we were just talking about before we started recording.
Mark Shaman, composers, yes.
Yeah. Lots of cool people coming on. The socials are growing, which is really great. Getting a lot more, the network is growing. So this one's fun. What are you looking forward to in 2026, Robert?
You know what I'm looking forward to? Is we're currently undergoing a big house project, and I'm looking forward to that being done. There's no way it's going to be done. We're currently not living in our house because of said project, and that's quite horrible. But
I'm sorry.
Without going into too much detail, surely it'll be done at some point in the next calendar year, and I'm looking very much forward to that all being done and back in our house.
Awesome. I'm
also looking forward to... Oh, surely I'll be back on this podcast again sometime.
Really?
In 12 months. Sure. You got 12 whole months to play with.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, there's a lot of... we're going to need a check-in with... We're going to need another guest check-in. How is Michelle doing now? I think it should be quarterly, maybe? I don't know.
Let's see what the people want. Guys, if you're still listening to this episode, if you do want to hear more of what I'm doing with my own stuff, because, we do have people still asking us, how did you start TFA? I'm happy to talk about it, happy to share more.
How long have you been playing the piano?
Oh, don't get me started on that question. No, but people want to know more about the process. I do know that, because now I'm on the other side of some struggles. So I'm happy to share more about struggles. So if you're listening to this and you would like to hear more about the process, what it takes to get to the other side of something, then send us a message. Send me or Robert a message and tell us what you'd love to hear more about.
Yes. I will help you answer all of Michelle's questions for sure.
Thank you.
Yes.
One Step at a Time is available everywhere. And by everywhere, I mean send me a DM and I'll tell you how to order.
It's everywhere. Literally, go down to your grocery store, the neighborhood bodega.
That is one more thing I need to figure out, is how to get this thing online to let people sell. But for now, you can DM me on Instagram.
Anywhere there's a pharmacy, just go ask them for their signed
copy. It is medicine. Music is healing.
Medicine for the soul.
Cool. Well, thank
love
you, Robert,
it. Well,
for being
guys,
such a great guest host.
Get your Fearless Artist merchandise.
Yes.
Wherever you get your Fearless Artist merchandise.
Which is on our website or sending us a DM. And get your copy of One Step at a Time by going to the website or sending us a DM.
Yes.
And we'll see you on the next episode, everybody. Remember,
fearless, dare to be brave, and this is gonna fade out while I'm singing. Fearless,
we believe you can be a thriving artist.
You need to do a cover of it for the.
One.
Where's your cover video of it? You need to do that.
It's in the wrong key. I'd have to do it on my own key.
Okay. That's okay.
What's your favorite key? Okay, thanks, Robert.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, everybody. See you on the next episode. Be fearless.